Really, those jury members make sure that the rules are adhered to and they don't allow for anything that isn't right. This is the course that the riders face. They go out past the Botanic Gardens and the University of Wollongong, up Mount Ousley, down past the Innovation Campus and back into Wollongong. They swap over to do the second lap. It will be the riders in formation going out. This team is the UCI World Cycling Centre. They're about to roll down the start ramp to take part, so they're not a complete nation. They're a bit of a mix of riders. A mix of riders from Algeria, South Africa and Ethiopia. The first three riders go off: Kia Ragora, Nagasi Abrea and Hamza Amari. Here's the team of the World Cycling Centre, making their way over the top, and let's see the intermediate time split. The fastest split is 9:53.45, and a great time there by the UCI World Cycling Centre as they go through 16.81 seconds quicker. And you can see, Rochelle, the momentum of this team, can't you?
And the fastest time around the 14.1 kilometre circuit, and they're now ready to hand over to the women.
The UCI World Cycling Centre handing over then to the women on the other side of the course. So their riders, there was a big turn there done by the team. Two riders cross the line, now the three go. And they hand over to Nesrine Houli, Maud Leroux and Selam Gerefel. This team come from Algeria, from South Africa and Ethiopia. So not...
Oh, look at the speed they carried over that climb in comparison to the other teams.
Wow, look at the speed of Australia. They're absolutely firing their way up this climb. Look at Luke Plapp. What an impressive young rider this man is.
Exactly what we thought, that Lucas Plapp would lead them up the climb and that Durbridge would be good enough to hold the wheel, even with the biggest effort possible from Lucas Plapp and Michael Matthews.
And immediately they go past, right on the crest of the climb. Absolute perfection by Australia to put them into the best position onto the descent. This is the World Cycling Centre coming into the finish line now. They've lost one rider, tailed off. That was Nesrine Houli. She's been tailed off. The next two riders, Maud Leroux and Salam Gerifel. These two riders are making their way into the conclusion of this time trial, looking to set the fastest time. Tahiti are top of the leaderboard, 40 minutes 50.22. They're in the hot seat as the current leaders. But it looks like the World Cycling Centre are going to go top of the leaderboards. Almost there now. Last little push uphill into the conclusion of this test. And it's going to be the UCI World Cycling Centre who go top of the leaderboard by 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Ukraine are coming into the finish to hand over to their three riders. They're getting ready. They're going to hand over to Irina Semenova, Marina Varenk and Darina Naluak. That's the team of Ukraine are about to get going. Ukraine hand over to the women's squad. Ukraine go to the top of the leaderboard, 17 minutes 41.18. The Australian women are ready. Sarah Roy, Alexandra Manley, Georgia Baker. Well, the men have teed things up nicely. The Aussie women now need to finish it off. Durbridge emptying the tank into the finish. Look at the time. The time is going to be pretty special. Ukraine's time, 17 minutes 41.18. But Australia have ridden this like they would ride a 4,000-metre team pursuit. 1 minute 28 faster. They hand over to the Australian women. That was a rapid time. Sitting on the back, stage winner in the Tour of Scandinavia, winner of the Touring and Ladies Tour. Look at this time. Wow. The Australian women are taking even more time out of the rest of the squads.
Actually, they did that climb very well. They shared it between them. I think the idea would have been to keep Georgia Baker on the back for the climb.
We're going to look at the average speed of Australia when they get here, but what a concerted effort, a team working absolutely in harmony as they make their way to the conclusion of this time trial. Australia are going to go to the top of the leaderboard. There's absolutely no doubt about that. The question is going to be, is it going to be a gold medal this afternoon? They're going to have a long, long wait yet again in the hot seats to see if Australia take a gold. They've done everything they can. These two riders complete the course for Australia, top of the leaderboard, 34.25.57. Look at the time of France, the arrival of the French squad to the intermediate time split. Is this going to be the fastest time? It is by 5.38 seconds. The French men are absolutely screaming their way up this climb. The team are ready of France. Juliette Labousse, Coralie Demey and Aude Bianic. Real concentration on those faces. You can see them nearest to camera. Juliette Labousse in the middle, Aude Bianic. On the other side is Coralie Demey. They're just waiting for those lights to go green. It's like a Formula One start, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're anxiously waiting to see the men's comparison to Australia. France were 5.3 seconds quicker at the intermediate split. Cavagna just struggling there.
Well, you said they would pay for it on the run-in, and they just about have. They lose some time to Australia. 2.91 seconds, and now the French team are underway.
Well, the team here of the three women, 2.9 seconds in front of the Australians. It will be a very big ask for the women of France to match that effort from the Australian women.
Second fastest time for Denmark at the intermediate split. They go through just 0.28 of a second down on the time of France. An impressive performance by the Danish squad. Michael Bjerg has pulled the parachute as he leaves Magnus Kort on the front and Michael Honoré to go gliding into the finish. This looks very, very good from Denmark. Let's see how it translates when they reach the finish line. France 16 minutes 9.62. The Danish women are ready. Emma Norsgaard Bjerg, Rebecca Corner and Julie Leff about to get going. The Danish squad coming in. Oh, it's painful. Michael Honoré suffering badly. The time taken on the second rider to cross the line, 3.64 seconds faster for Denmark.
Nice smooth start there. The job is ahead of them, 14.1 kilometres.
Coralie Demey, you can see how much tension is in that body right now as she tries to stay there. Is this clever tactics? They're trying to keep all three riders for the run into the finish?
Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced. I mean, at this point, the men of France came in the second place to Denmark.
Time to just cruise to the top. Try and keep the momentum going. Julie Leff trying to stay with Emma Norsgaard Bjerg, and this is looking like it could be a very good time. Well, the Danish men had a strong performance. They were top of the leaderboard by 3.6 seconds at the relay point. Denmark are going to go through. They're going to be just down on the time of Australia, but they are certainly playing. 4:07 is the distance. 4 seconds now the difference. Here come France. The time of Australia, 34 minutes 25.57. France had the advantage at the handover point, but it's not going to be the case at the finish line. Shows the strength of Australia on the run-in with their team of riders. France then completing this time trial with Juliette Labousse and Aude Bianic. These two riders may well be setting themselves up for the hot seats. It's going to be the second fastest time. France go into the hot seats in the silver medal position. We see here the team of Switzerland. This is some squad. This is a team that if you were allowed to choose 3 riders in the World Tour to put together in a team time trial, these 3 riders would be on your list. Mauro Schmidt, the winner of a stage of the Giro d'Italia. We have Stefan Kung, who of course finished, and there he is in the medals the other day in this World Championships, second in the World Championship time trial. We go back to the start now of Italy. We've only got 3 more teams left to start. And what a team we've got here. On the near side, Filippo Ganna. Ganna alongside Matteo Sobrero and Edoardo Affini. All 3 of these riders took bronze medals last year.
And they'll be hoping to be on the podium again this year, that's for sure. Filippo Ganna, he'll be wanting to have a really good ride after a little bit of a disappointment in the individual time trial.
This is a big squad. The team of the Netherlands on the near side, Mathieu van der Poel. Alongside him, Bauke Mollema and Dan Heuler. Mathieu van der Poel trying to give Netherlands some firepower to win this time trial. Underway then for those riders. The Netherlands won this in the first year in 2019. The team that time was Lucinda Brand, Ryan Marcus, Amy Peters, who we all send our best wishes to as she tries, of course, to recover from the terrible injury she had in a crash in Spain a year ago. Koen Bouwman, Bauke Mollema, Jos van Emden. The Netherlands took the silver medal last year. The arrival of Switzerland at the intermediate time split. They go through 7.7 seconds ahead. This is some performance by Switzerland. Denmark were up there at the top of the leaderboard. They were getting close. They were 4 seconds down on Australia. At the second intermediate split, it's going to be a lot further by the time they reach the finish line. But they are going to go into the hot seats. Denmark go second fastest, 20 seconds down.
I think they will, I mean,
here's, problem.
Oh, problem for the Netherlands. This is not good. Drop chain.
Bauke Mollema trying desperately to get the chain on, and he can't. Don't do that at home.
He's putting the bottom half of the chain on the chain ring instead of the top.
Bauke Mollema.
That's
nothing he can do. He's going to have a bike change, but I think it's too late, and that's terrible news for the Dutch.
He'll just ride to the finish now. There's no chance of him getting back.
The team who are the defending champions in the squad for the men is Nicky Hassan, Yannick Steimler and Miguel Heidemann. In the squad, Nicky Hassan, the only remaining member of the team that took the gold medal last year. Last year it was Tony Martin in his final ever race alongside Nicky Hassan and Max Wildscheid. This time they bring in Yannick Steimler from the Quick Step team and Miguel Heidemann from the B&B Hotel squad. They're getting ready. 2 of the fastest male time trialists in the world are powering their way into the finish line. Stefan Kung and Stefan Bissegger. They're going to set the pace for the Swiss women to go out and then ride this course to try and unseat the time of Australia. Switzerland 16 seconds faster nearly, 15.83 as the 3 Swiss riders get underway. Nicole Kohler, Marlon Reusser and Elise Shabby. Reusser in the middle there with that aero hat on, that special aero hat. Olympic Games silver medalist, European champion of the time trial, finished on the podium the other day in the World Championships time trial here in Wollongong.
Well, it's certainly looking good for the Swiss team at this point.
The average speed of that Swiss ride was exceptional, wasn't it?
It was, absolutely. So you can see Mollema is out now. We'll get a time check as the men go past.
The Swiss team was over 53 kilometers an hour. Here's the arrival of the Netherlands, who are suffering because of the loss of Bauke Mollema. These 2 riders have had to share all the pacemaking. Mathieu van der Poel and Dan Heuler over the top, 6th fastest time, 21.05. They are leaving the Dutch women a huge amount to do, if that is the translation at the finish line.
No, it's certainly not the Ganna that we've seen in the past here in Australia.
And he's struggling to hold the wheel of Edoardo Affini. They're going to hand over then to an Italian powerhouse squad of Vittoria Guazzini, Elena Cecchini and Elisa Longoborghini. This is going to be the team of Italy who are going to get out of the starting blocks and get going down this ramp. The bronze medalist last year, Italy, about to hand over second fastest time for the men. They've set them up with a good position to be in, haven't they, the Italian men? Second fastest. The Dutch women are ready, and this is some team. Ellen van Dijk, the hour record holder. Annemiek van Vleuten, the Olympic champion. Ryan Marcus. All these riders have won medals in this discipline before. The silver medalists of last year. Van Dijk, Van Vleuten and Marcus. Can they pull this one back from the brink? They've got a huge amount of work to do. The Dutch men, unfortunately, with the loss of Mollema, have given them 40 seconds of a deficit to make up. Surely that's too much.
Yeah, I'd say it's too much. Anthony, I think... Oh, no!
Huge crash. Huge crash of Annemiek van Vleuten.
She's one of the big favourites for the road race as well. She didn't have a good individual time trial, and luck is just not going her way.
Really
I don't know what happened there, but she just completely lost it. And at the moment, she just can't get up. That's a massive crash of Annemiek van Vleuten.
Well, so much power would have been going through the pedals. We'll get a replay soon for you. She's not happy about that.
No, she's in a bad way here, having a little go, unfortunately, at the guy who's trying to help her. It's not a good moment for Annemiek van Vleuten.
She certainly looks like she's in a little bit of shock at the moment. What a disappointment for Annemiek van Vleuten.
Coming up then to the intermediate
Whoa.
split. Wow, they have absolutely annihilated the time of Australia. 31 seconds for the Swiss team. Here we go, here's the replay. What happened to Annemiek van Vleuten?
Oh, it's a mechanical issue. That's why she's not so happy. No rider fault, no rider error, but certainly a mechanical issue, and that bike is an absolute mess.
What happened
she
to
hit
that
that
bike?
so hard that the front wheel folded, and then the disc wheel was run over.
It was a mechanical issue that caused that. Into the finish for Germany. The defending champions, as they conclude this time trial, they've put them in a chance, 6th place, 23.57 seconds. The team of Germany take it steady off the start. They stay away. Annemiek van Vleuten still at the side is in a lot of shock, and that was a big crash. Australia at the top of the leaderboard. Here come the team of Italy. You can see the wind blowing the trees in the background. Italy have got something to say about this. Look at the power. They've lost Cecchini already. It's Elisa Longoborghini and Vittoria Guazzini. Cecchini actually has gone on the climb, and they are second fastest. 3 seconds, and they're going to give this everything on the run into the finish.
It looks to me that, oh, there's the state of that bike. Look, she may have rolled a front tyre. That's what's caused the accident. So if the front tyre's not glued on properly, it's rolled off when we were not having them in shot. They are going to take the hot seat here and knock Australia back down into second position for now.
Marlon Reusser must have done a huge turn on the coast road with the tailwind, and these two riders have just hung on and made their way to the finish, and now they are kicking to the line for all they are worth. The time of Australia, 34 minutes 25.57. The team of Switzerland, they teed it up with a fantastic ride by the men, who were 10 seconds ahead of Italy at the line. Switzerland cross the finish line now and obliterate the time of Australia.
Well, they've certainly performed under pressure as the favourites.
This is going to be very, very tight. Guazzini and Longoborghini. The clock is ticking down. The time to beat is 33 minutes, 47.17. Guazzini gives it another big nudge. Longoborghini's getting ready to sprint for all she is worth. Are they going to do it? The Italians had a deficit of 10 seconds. when the men hand it over. These two riders sprint for the line now. They are going to try and beat the time of Switzerland. It's slightly uphill into the finish line. The time is taken on the second rider. It's going to be just over a second at the line. 2.92 seconds down. Wow, Italy nearly closed it. Despite losing one man and one woman in the time trial, they still finished fourth. That shows how the might of the Netherlands could have performed with a full team. In towards the finish line now, and Kroger goes to the front, which is the right thing to do. Leanne Lippert just needs to sit on the wheel and go into the finish line. The time is taken on the second rider, who is going to take the bronze medal. They are racing for the bronze right now. The bronze that looks like is going to go to Australia. Germany, just with that little bit of a touch in the last few meters, finished fourth. So it's going to be Switzerland, the world champions. Italy in second place. Australia take the bronze.
Oh, well-deserved victory from the Swiss team here in Australia at the Wollongong World Championships. Yeah, and it's really, really nice to see, isn't it? When riders miss out and they're so close so many times, and then to finally win those rainbow jerseys, it's a special moment as we see the Swiss team come in.
Here's the result of the team time trial mixed relay. Switzerland take the title. 2.92 seconds was the winning margin ahead of Italy.